Hi, I'm Zoe Napier, Director of the multi-award-winning Zoe Napier Group. In our last blog, if you look up the Zoe Napier Group YouTube, if you haven't seen it yet, about Untold Truths, we spoke about permitted development rights, particularly within domestic curtilage, what you can and can't put up in gardens. In this blog, I'm going to talk about what you can and can't do here with agricultural land, and which is not domestic curtilage. Now, basically, the local authority tend to support horses grazing on agricultural land. And there is a little bit of a caveat, because horses can either be domestic or agricultural animals. So if they're genuine working horses on the farm, or if they're horses sadly bred for the meat market, then they would be agricultural. So that's why people do get to graze horses on agricultural land, because there's some historic reasons, and who's going to come along and necessarily say, what do you do with your horse? So a domestic horse is something that is actually fed hard feed, where the feed is imported, and the minute you change what you do with horses in the field, so for example if you put rugs on them, then they're domestic. So technically speaking, and I am talking technically, you need planning permission of change of use for agricultural to equestrian. But generally speaking, nobody's going to stop you from having your horses eating grass. That's generally. Now, I've already said before that I'm not a planning consultant, and all properties are very planning specific to their own property, to their own case. So therefore, I don't know whether the agricultural land we're talking about has got any covenants on it, or whether it's in a site of special scientific interest or conservation area. And if it is, you do need to get the advice from an expert planning consultant. So once you've bought your agricultural land and you turn it to grass, there's nothing stopping you from keeping the horses in a restricted area, i.e. fencing. So you can fence it in the normal way, and you can put it down to grass. That, I believe, you don't need planning permission to do. Field shelters are often something that are spoken about as to what you can and can't do. Field shelters have to be temporary buildings, and they have to be portable. And in my last blog, we spoke about the 28-day rule and things that you can do for 28 days without planning permission. So with field shelters, they can't have a permanent base. They have to be on wheels, and they have to be moved regularly, i.e. every 28 days. So they can't stay permanently in the same place for more than 28 days. So subject to being a certain size, and again, planning consultants can advise the size that you can legally have within the law, you can have mobile field shelters. Stables, menages, you do need planning permission for in agricultural land, and you can get your change of use again with a planning consultant. Don't go direct to the council, because the planning consultant will probably advise you that if you want a menage as well, and you want some stables, and you want to have some hard stand, you can do that in one application. Don't necessarily need to do it in 3 or 4 separate applications. They will also advise that you have to have stables very proportionate to the amount of land you've got. So somebody who's going to apply for 20 stables when they've got about 5 acres, it's quite clear that they're looking to do commercial uses with that. And again, that's a different kettle of fish as to the planning requirements. But with domestic uses, the local authority are quite sympathetic to the fact that you can have some stables for the welfare of your horse, and menages, they're normally acceptable as long as you don't have floodlights. So the minute you apply for floodlights, it will probably get refused. There are ways around that. People build their menages behind the stables and have security lights onto the menage, or sometimes they have low-level lighting. So the main issue there is the local authority do not want floodlights in the countryside. I can't blame them, but again, riders sometimes want to ride in the evening, but there are ways around it. And again, we'll talk about the 28-day rule, because you can get things such as temporary floodlighting, and again you can put those temporary lights out no more than 28 nights of a year to light up your menage if you wanted to. So there is always a way around it. Again, I can't express enough that you need a planning consultant to learn more, and I hope that helps a little bit with regards to what you can and can't do in agricultural land.